Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Kova, and welcome back to another daily gossip video. If you're new around here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to get these videos every single day without having to search for them or look for them. So, we are starting off with just a bit of an update on this guy, Mustafi. Arsenal getting pretty desperate, and they're ready to go in with a £30 million bid to try and snag this defender that they really desperately need. Because everyone's injured that they've currently got. So, they are scraping the barrel. It'll either be this guy or Johnny Evans. Now, Johnny Evans looks like more of a quick one. Mustafi looks like he will not be made in time for the weekend. It'll more likely be afterwards on that one. So, interested to see whether they just deal with it until they can sign Mustafi, or whether they do sign a Johnny Evans and make a gap for now. Next up is Mboji. We covered this one recently, and again, Sunderland keep an eye on him as a Kone replacement. So that's why it's a bit of an update, because they originally seen him as an option just to sign anyway. But looks like they'll only go for him if they do sell Kone to either Everton or Chelsea by the looks of things. Next up is a pretty much done deal. It's been agreed for McNair. Sunderland have agreed a £5 million fee for the young centre-back, which isn't a bad deal, to be honest. It's worth a risk for a few mil. He did play for Man U for a little bit, got a few games under his belt, so he's got that experience, and I think £4 million for him isn't too harsh. Obviously, they're overpaying a bit, but he is young, he's got a lot of time to improve, and might turn out to be a good centre-back. Next up is Phil Jagielka. Obviously, a lot of players who previously worked under Moyes are automatically going to get linked with them again. Jagielka's got no difference to this one. He's another player Moyes wants to be reunited with, and Moyes is ready to give him a £75,000 a week contract to make it happen. Next up is Gazal. He is a winger for Lyon, and West Ham are interested in him. West Ham are getting linked with a lot of players, which is just mental, but haven't signed anyone yet. Gazal is no different. West Ham have made inquiries and have now made a bid of £8 million. So I don't know whether Leon said, yeah, we'll sell him if you bid X amount. I don't know, but an £8 million bid has gone in apparently for Gazal from West Ham. Next up is the big one. It is Dahoud. Apparently this is back on. From what I'm reading, for a few people on Twitter, a few different sources, Jurgen Klopp really wants him at Liverpool, and he's willing to pay up to £30 million to make this happen. Now, I don't think it will be £30 million unless, Monchengladbach just, literally say, yeah, no, we want £30 million. But he has a £10 million release clause at the end of next season, from what I'm reading. So, next summer, he'll go for £10 million. So, I think Borussia Monchengladbach may have that in their mind, that they need to sell him to try and obviously cash in now rather than lose him later. I don't know if that might include a swap deal. Liverpool may offer centre mid to try and get him. Who knows? But it is apparently back on. I'm not too sure. I really want to see the guy at Liverpool. I think he looked like a beast last season for Borussia Monchengladbach. And it'd be an interesting midfield to see him, maybe Grujic and maybe Chan at centre mid. That would be beastly. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this one. It may go to the wire. Next up is Yannick Bolasie. He has been agreed a £30 million agreed fee. But what I'm reading, a lot of people are actually quoting different fees. It may be £25 million with Niassi going on loan to the other way. From what I'm reading, though, it is a agreed deal. It's just a lot of people are getting confused on what the deal actually is, whether it's £25 million plus a loan player or just a flat out £30 million fee from Everton. Sky Sports originally put it as a £30 million fee, so I'll probably go with that. But I think it's a lot of money to pay for Bolasie. Yes, he is dangerous. Yes, he does get your team up the field and helps you out a hell of a lot. He is tricky. He is a really good player. But a lot like, say, Lallana, he doesn't really have that finishing stats, basically. He's only scored 13 goals in 4 seasons at Crystal Palace, from what I'm reading, which isn't really good enough for a winger. Averages out to just over 4 goals a season, depending on how you look at it, which is it's not good enough for a top class winger. A lot of players getting overpriced this season, so maybe that comes into effect. But even still, £30 million is a lot of money for me. Next up is Benteke. Now, the reason why this one is back again going to Palace is literally because of that Bolasie deal that we've just shown. That is the only reason why this is getting linked with again, is because obviously Crystal Palace have now just got a big cash injection of money that they can spend. So if they potentially just got £30 million, they've already got Benteke's money there without even breaking the bank at all. They do need a striker. Crystal Palace, they're playing Wickham. They had Adebayor a little bit last season. They need a recognised, really good striker. And to be honest, the way Palace play, Benteke would be absolutely perfect. Palace play with a lot of width, tricky wingers who can throw cross in, make play happen, and Benteke would be perfect. That would be an ideal sign. If I was a Crystal Palace fan, I would be made up with this one, because Benteke is a good player. He just needs to play, and he needs to play in the right system, and he will score goals. That is the thing. So if I were Palace fans, I would be begging for this one to happen. Next up, obviously, Umar Niasse. He has come up on this one. He didn't even get registered as an Everton player, from what I'm reading. He didn't get a squad number, so he is pretty much on his way out. But I put him on this because he is apparently going on loan to Palace as part of that Balassi deal. Moving on to Barbosa. This is a young Brazilian striker, but Leicester have officially made a £23 million bid, from what I'm reading. So Ranieri's just signed a new contract. I think it was a new 4-year deal at Leicester, and now they're going for Gabriel. I think he's at the Olympics currently, so it'll be interesting to see how they get the deal done. But a £23 million fee is a lot of money, but again, all players are costing too much at the moment. Wilfred Boney's next up now. He's getting linked with Arsenal. From what I was reading, Everton were in pole position and we're going to offer £15 million. Now, I don't know where this has come from, but apparently Arsenal are going to offer like up to £30 million, which I don't know how much truth is in this. Obviously, I do put a lot of rumours, and I do put a lot of actual transfers that have happened if you look past through previous videos. So this one, I'm kind of saying £30 million for Boney is just not happening, and if I was a team, I wouldn't pay it. Up to 20 million, yeah, even by these standards recently. Stephen Naismith is getting linked to Sunderland. Again, we mentioned this before about like the previous players playing for David Moyes' link, so that is why that's happening. It's an £8 million fee, is what Moyes is willing to pay for him, and he's got that Prem experience. I think he's a very good player. Get you pitching a few goals, so could be worth it. Abel Hernandez is next up, believe it or not. Obviously, he's a whole player, and Torino and Fiorentina are both interested in him. Obviously, he scored a lot of goals last season for Hull, and they're ready to take him back to Serie A, and it will obviously be a step up for me. Torino are a really good side, and obviously Fiorentina have always been a good side. Next up is a strange one. It is Rafael van der Vaart. He was getting linked to Reading after his Real Betis stint, but he has actually signed for FC Midtjylland in the Danish league, I believe. Obviously, that pretty much means his career's over. That'll be like a 1 or 2 season thing. They'll offer them a nice little package deal to go there. Hal Robson-Kanu's next up. He may be the replacement for Balassi, from what I'm reading, with Pardew interested in him. Obviously, it'd be a free agent, so it'd be a nice, cheap replacement. Carlos Sanchez is the last player in this. He has gone on loan to Fiorentina. That is a confirmed deal. He has gone to the Serie A side. So this is what the squad look like. Obviously, a few big transfers. The main one for me is that Dahoud deal. I really want to see that come in. He is the only one apart from Mustafi and Ghazal who are coming in, as well as Gabriel, but he's a bit younger, so I wouldn't really see him in many squads. A few interesting ones, though, as mentioned. The one Van der Vaart going to FC Midtjylland is crazy. I expected them at a championship club or a Prem club, to be honest, who are looking to get that quality up front. But hasn't happened. He's gone to the Danish league. So, guys, a lot of interesting deals. That Stones move has kicked off a lot of transfers. So, if you did enjoy, let's try and get 10 likes as always, and I shall see you in the next one, guys.